Hey everybody, it's Marianne, and this is just a little attention because I'm actually giving you the time of one of our episodes this week, which is going to be on Friday. It's a special episode. We have our very first victim. His name is Bill Hale. I know I've been talking about him a little bit this week. This is Bill. These are the books. Bill has produced a book about Megadeth. It's all photographs. He was one of the primary photographers back in the 80s in the thrash metal scene, and he has some incredible photographs of Megadeth, every band. Like, it's just crazy how many things he has. And I'll just read his bio. This right here is it says Bill Hale started photographing rock and roll bands in 1979 at the age of 18. In the 90s, Bill was the chief photographer for Metal Rendezvous International Heavy Rock and Metal magazine. While on staff, he was able to shoot many of the top bands of the day, including Deep Purple, Black Sabbath, Riot, and UFO. Bill was fortunate enough to photograph many legends before they transcended to rock and roll heaven, as we would say. Phil Lynott, Bon Scott, Freddie Mercury, and Rory Gallagher, to name a few. MRV gave first press to some of the biggest metal and hard rock bands of the day: Anthrax, Wasp, LA Guns, and Armored Saint. The list goes on. Bill worked exclusively with MRV, yet his work appeared in such metal magazines as Krang, ENFER, which is from France, and Metal Mania, of course, which is Ron Quintana's magazine that would have been named Metallica if Lars hadn't stole the name. Bill now he was actually living in Cape Cod now. He was in Hawaii, and he has always done photography. And with that, I'll just going to show you a couple of pictures of Bill, so we'll make him famous too. Bill's going to come on. He's our very first guest. I'm really excited. I have known Bill since it's got to be 20 years. This is Bill. He's cool. He's the coolest. And Bill, when I was doing the Megadeth book, Bill's then wife at the time, Terry, contacted me about using his pictures as they hadn't really been used anywhere. Unfortunately, as we all know, the books fell through. However, he was able to put another book together, which was the Metallica Club Days, as well as the Megadeth book that Dave did the forward for, which is awesome. Also, Mustaine used some of Bill's actual photography in his memoir and of course Dave has another book coming out called In My Darkest Hour, so I don't know if he's using any of Bill's photographs in that, but he might be. Anyway, so I have never actually talked to Bill. I have only been back and forth with chatting for years and years and years. So this is a very exciting time for me too. Now, what Bill is working on right now is he has moved to Cape Cod, and he is doing a documentary on a very world famous photographer named Charles Fields. And he has 3 trailers for the documentary. It's called And Be There: The Life and Times of Charles Fields. So it's about 15 minutes worth of material. So I thought I would show it now so everybody can get a look and get an idea of where Bill's at, so we can all sort of meet him there. And it's going to be really good. I'm stoked. I'm really excited to see Bill. Anyway, so I'm going to put these up now. I'll put them up one by one. And so this is trailer number 1. And here we go. Okay, so trailer number 1. Remember, I suck at tech.
And then, who is Charles Fields?
Charles Fields to me is Crazy Chester. That's how I've always known him. And he's just a legendary photographer, by the best photographer of his generation.
Okay.
And he bounced in the room one day about 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night. We're all sitting there, stone smoking a joint, listening to music. And as he walks in, the band song playing, Crazy Chester fouled me. That was it. His nickname ever since then. Gail didn't like that nickname. So she tried to get him to be Charles.
Charles Fields is, he's an eye through a lens. He's a savant who has no ego. He just goes right from his eye to the soul of the of whatever he's looking at and comes back with the essence of it. It's brilliant. That's all. Plus, he's like a fun guy to hang around with.
And I hit it off with Charles. I'd say we hit it off right off the bat, didn't we, Charles?
Oh, yeah.
Charles was on board with everything I had to offer, and I just really fell in love with Charles's energy. I mean, he just goes 180 miles an hour, and you throw out an idea, and if he liked it, there was no waiting. I mean, we just jump into it.
This is a magical guy to me. He has an elevated and an intensified sense of whimsy, which I think is a tremendous gift to those who know him. The opportunity to see the world through Charles' eyes and to feel the world through Charles' sensitivities and sensibility.
Your Cuba series, I mean, he didn't, Jingles took you over for a few days and then he left you there, and he came back a month later. You were still there. You were immersed. And that's how you got the authentic shots, I mean, they weren't just touristy snapshots. This was
friends.
Window to the soul of Cuba.
Well, I'm a big Deadhead, and Watkins Glen, legendary, absolutely legendary concert. Grateful Dead, 1973, right? 74. Nah, I'm not sure about that. I think it's earlier than 74. But Watkins Glen, I always love those shows. There's a sound check jam from Watkins Glen. That's one of the most beautiful pieces of music, which has the Allman Brothers and the band and the Grateful Dead all jamming together.
As far as Charles' character, I would say he's fearless. He has very little, call it social insecurity, which I think made him very capable as an artist, but as a photographer, in that he was not afraid to go and do what he wanted to do, regardless of what that might have meant to those around him. Now, that, I believe, offered him a wonderful body of work. It sometimes made it a little more difficult for him because people oftentimes were not completely happy with his presence. However, he did capture the image, and off he went.
Okay, so that's the first one. We'll move on to the second one now. Like I said, we'll get these all so that everybody's kind of up to date as to what Bill's up to, because we're going to go backwards during the show, of course, and check out all the old stuff that he's done. And I haven't even seen these either, so this is fun for me as well. So here we go. We've got trailer number 2. Thanks for hanging out, guys, while we do this. This is how we are able to support Bill's work as well as celebrate him. And he's going to have a GoFundMe as well. He had one before. He needs some post-production can get very expensive on things like this, as well as, like I said, he's far away from home. He's in Cape Cod. And so, bills are adding up. And so he, any other, I think it was just a very reasonable amount of about $10,000 that his GoFundMe was for. And when it comes to the arts, it's worth every dime. So here we go. Second.
Hi, aloha. Bill Hale here, and I want to share with you some photographs from my upcoming documentary on Charles Fields, F.A.B. Their Life and Photographs of Charles Fields. These are some of the first photographs I've seen of Charles Fields. They're pretty incredible. The diversity of the location, of the access he gave himself, it's pretty mind-blowing. In a helicopter, in the Arctic Circle, photographing reindeer in Finland, hanging out with Muddy Waters, hanging out with John Lee Hooker, hanging out with Ansel Adams, on top of the St. Peter's Basilica, one-on-one of the Statue of Liberty. It's pretty crazy what he's done. The next set of photographs for Charles is his 70s portfolio. He photographed everything he could, all in black and white. He developed his own photographs. Luckily for Charles, he had a bunch of friends that let him stick his camera in their face and photographed almost everything they did. Lucky for me, I got to interview most of these people for the documentary. These are really good portraits. This portrait of Kenny King just is amazing. So in 1980, Charles purchased a Pan Am round the world pass, which meant in one direction you would go for free. So he ended up Connecticut to San Francisco, Honolulu, Tokyo, mainland China. He did this trip 3 times around the world, getting some amazing photographs all on chrome. These photographs are all in that time period. In photography, there's a term called the decisive moment. Charles captures that ideology perfectly in these 2 images. I'm going to stop talking and let the photographs speak for themselves. My advice is play this again, put it on mute, and just watch the photographs. Hope you like it. Comments are welcome. Like and share, please. I can't wait for the next one. Thank you, guys. Aloha.
Okay, so that's the second one. Wow, those are really nice pictures, man. Guys does a great job. I'm in awe. I love photography, so I'm enjoying this very much, and I can't wait to learn more about Charles Fields tomorrow. I believe Charles Fields, from what I gathered, is in hospice. He's got Parkinson's, I believe. This is all stuff we can talk to Bill about, and I believe that he's not doing the greatest right now. So fingers crossed. We always say positive vibes for our peeps, no matter where they are. Now I'm just trying to add this last one, and figures I do this like twice and it works out, and then the next one I can't figure out how to do it because I'm a dummy, but we'll figure it out. And 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Bill, and we'll take it as long as we can take it, or until as long as he can take us. And we'll be shooting back anybody who has any questions about the 80s in San Francisco during the thrash metal scene. He's the guy to ask. So, put them on our any of our pages, and we'll grab them, or you can put them at our Gmail address, which of course is Marianne, Marianne is 5150@gmail.com. And I got stickers, and now I got Labubu air fresheners too. So you guys need to send some questions in so I can send you some of this stuff, because it's getting pretty exciting over here. All right, so here's the last one. Definitely not least, but check it out.
Oh, we're good. Now we're getting somewhere here. Mucho. Hey. Muy bien. Muy bien. Muy bien. Muy buena foto.
Oh.
Parezco a Fidel.
I will show you the one that I took.
Comandante.
And then you can tell me if they are good or not.
Okay.
You are a photographer, right?
Vea, parezco el comandante en jefe, Fidel. Yeah. Okay, I like this right here.
Yeah.
This would be good for the Cuba book. He laughs.
That was in the summer of 1976. And I remember that because there was a big hurricane that hit Wallingford. And Charles was out running around in the hurricane. And he was all excited. He came back to the apartment, and I know it was his birthday because it was August 9th. I know that's his birthday. And he was out, and Wallingford was having this giant storm. And so I always remember the specific date, that, and it was during that 3 weeks that he was at my apartment, I remember.
Oh, so Charles Fields is a good friend, a creative force, a dynamo at, during, for most of his life. And he's brilliant at what he did, from what I've seen, and, happy to have been a part of it.
I can't say enough about what a creative force Charles is. And I just love being near him to pick up on his incredible energy about creativity and sharing. I guess that's another thing I would say about Charles is I don't think I've ever had a conversation with him where I felt his heart was closed to me. I just feel like he walks around with an open heart all the time, available and open, whether it's to the perfect moment to take a photograph or the perfect moment to cook a dish or the perfect moment to create a joke. He's just been a treasure in my life the last 30 years. Probably one of the minor regrets I have, maybe even more than minor, is that we live over an hour apart from each other, and we're both such busy people that we don't see each other often enough. We do stay in touch, but being over an hour apart, me raising kids, and his creative energy and travel constantly, I haven't seen as much of him as I would like to. So, a good thing for me to reminisce on, to really seize the moment. And I'm so happy I can be with him today, even just for a short time here in 2025 with my dear friend Charles Fields and his partner Dee.
And there we go. So there's all three. You're up to date. I'm totally curious about this guy now. I'm really looking forward to this. So again, it's Friday, the 21st, 2026 of August. And it'll be at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time if you want to be there to see it live. If not, there's always recordings on Rumble and YouTube, as well as X and Facebook. And as well as you'll have clips on Instagram. Anyways, brain fart. This is not my thing. All right. So everybody, you have a good afternoon, and I hope you're having a great day, and we will see you Friday. And we are doing it as well on Saturday, which for our regular time. We got so many birthdays. We've got so much news. It's just crazy. And I got a whole pile of cool Van Halen pictures too. So hopefully we'll see you then, guys. And until then, take care and see you later.